Question. Do you know about how long it would take you to use up a 7-ounce jar of instant coffee? Well, guess what? I found out how long it takes me. Back in a minute. And because we're talking about instant coffee, pardon my throat, because we're talking about instant coffee, I'm going to play something that you haven't heard in a few weeks. Hang on. There you go. Who remembers that intro? Hi, this is Jan from New York City, and I love helping people keep some more of their own hard-earned money. Please forgive my little bit of a raspy throat today. Sometimes when you use your best tool of all in life, and that in my case is my voice, because I use it all the time for my projects, sometimes I get a little bit laryngitis-y, although I feel totally fine. I know it happens to me every year. Overuse of my voice. I must rest my voice a little bit today. How much, excuse me, by the way, how much does it take, or how long should it take for someone to use up a 7-ounce jar of instant coffee? Now, according to, well, as you know, I drink Happy Belly instant coffee, okay? And it is the equivalent of some of the brands, because I don't have an Aldi's next to me or anything. I don't have any Aldi's around here or at all throughout this entire city. I don't believe is there an Aldi's, okay? So I rely on getting my, at a really still very excellent price, the Happy Belly brand of instant coffee. First of all, I love it. It tastes so, so, so good. It's really, really good. And I was happily surprised, never mind the name Happy Belly, but I was happily surprised to learn that it took me a little longer. And I drink instant coffee daily. I don't drink it all day long, usually just to wake up, and to talk to you guys. I like to have my 15-cent cup of Joe, if you will. And it is still a 15-cent cup of Joe for me, because the way I use it. All right. I was shocked to learn. And how do I know this? And why is there any relevance to it? Before I get into my answer as to how long it takes, why am I even caring about it? I believe if one is managing a stockpile, it is really vitally good information to know about the turnaround time from the time you open a product and the time you finish the product. In my case, okay, so now I'll get to the specifics. In my case, I had purchased, some might recall this, I had purchased 4 jars back in November of this product, Happy Belly Instant Coffee, 7 ounces, right? Actually, I did end up giving one away. It was sort of like part of a gift basket at the holiday season, and it left me 3 jars. But I was still working with a jar from November 1st. So the jar that I worked with from November 1st, today is, I'm recording this on February 14th, Valentine's Day. You're hearing it a little later on, a couple days later. Guess what? I actually still have about 2, I'm looking at it now, hear it shaking? Okay, I have literally about 2 cups left. So let's think about this. 30 days in November, 31 days in December. That's already 61 days. Then we have another 31 days in January. That brings it up to 92. 92 and 14. So you see where I'm going with this? Over 100 days worth of coffee. So it lived up to its reputation, because if you look this up, I believe, even though it doesn't state it on the jar like some jars do, it doesn't say how many cups you're going to get out of it, but I believe it's over 120 cups of coffee. And I didn't cheap out on the use of the coffee. I did a regular, well, I would say good old heaping teaspoon per cup of instant coffee. Why is this information so valid? Why is it so important? Because look at it this way. If I know out of my habit, let's say a person is a family of 1 or 2, okay? and you do the math on your individual need. This way, you know precisely what you need, and you don't tend to overstock, and overtly use up important shelf space in your stockpile. So I was really, happy to learn that in my case, and I'm a daily coffee drinker. Once in a great while, I'll even have two a day. Not often, not often, because usually the second hot drink I might have would either be tea or either be hot chocolate or even foregone at all, or maybe just have my first cup to wake up in the morning and that's it. So I was like, honestly, happily surprised. Here's my question to you. Are you aware if you're let's just use this as an example, but you could take another item. It doesn't have to be instant coffee. How long, for example, does it take you to use up a box of 100 tea bags? Let's suppose you drink tea and not coffee. How long does it take for you to use up 100 count box of tea? How much does it take for you and your family? Let's say you have a family of four to use up a 100 count box of tea. These are really vital questions, and it's all part of keeping inventory. And I mean it, keeping true inventory of your stockpile. So, getting back to my coffee situation, yes, indeed, I felt it was a nice idea during the holiday season, and I'm very glad that I did it because I know that person could use it. So I made sort of like a goody gifty type of basket, tailor made to that person's needs, and I had the extra, and I was like more than happy to do it. So I made that, amongst other things, it had some extra stuff, and I put it together as a, well, in my opinion, a thoughtful gift basket. And by the way, just for the record, throughout the entire year, someone could bless anyone that they know, especially that they know the situation and they're friends with, not make it look like a charity basket, a gift basket. And, you could call it just because. We get so caught up, with the holidays with labels on them. What about surprising, a friend or relative or whatever, or just because with anything like that, if one has extra and one can do it? This, again, my opinion, but this type of gift in general in life can be created all year long. We don't have to wait for the holiday seasons that occur, holidays that occur during, December and so on and so forth, even for a birthday. But let's get back to, I was really surprised about my instant coffee. So it stretched longer. Maybe you might be pleasantly surprised yourself. You don't know that. Then you could figure out, you could buy for the year. That's the whole bottom line. If now that I know it takes me November, December, January, 3.5 months, literally 3.5 months, it took me to use the 7 ounce jar of instant coffee. We have 12 months in the year. That means for me and my needs, all I have to do is keep in my stockpile for the entire year. All I require are 4 jars. So what I would do is get four and maybe add one for extra good measure. That way I always have a little bit extra for whatever the reason. There you go. And I don't have to buy 10. You see? There you go. I just thought I'd share my experience with you. Let me know if this has ever happened to you, that you were happily surprised that a product lasted way longer than you anticipated. I think that's a great thing. There you go. All right, everybody. Wishing everybody an amazing, fantastic day. But I do ask for you to do one thing for me. All right. Take good care of yourself and everybody that you love. Have a great day.